The Toast Rangers featuring Bill and Ted. A few years had passed since Bill and Ted last met Ryan the Big Boy, and were beginning to miss him. They really wanted to see him again, as well as meet all the other Union Pacific steam locomotives. However, they wouldn't need to wait much longer. One day, Bill, Ted, and Big Boy were in Sunnyside Yard when Charles walked up. "Hello, you two. I have a very special assignment for you."
Special assignment? What is it, sir?
I just got off the phone with the manager of the Union Pacific Heritage Group.
Hey, that's where Ryan works.
Indeed it is. You two are to head over to the state of Wyoming to take part in an event they're calling the Northeast Gala.
Yay, we get to see Ryan again. Although, what are we going to do about that not having overhead wires to get there?
You will be fitted with battery packs so you'll be able to travel short distances on your own. I've also sent for an auxiliary tender and some coal cars for your pet Big Boy. He will help you across the country.
Sounds exciting. Anything else we should know?
You will also bring a set of athlete coaches with you. I want you two to show what we're made of here in the Northeast and give it your absolute best.
Of course, sir. We're very proud of what we do here and are very much looking forward to putting it on full display for those far away.
I look forward to hearing about your adventures when you get back, and I wish you the best of luck. And with that, Charles left.
This is so exciting. We get to meet Ryan again. And of all other steam engines, and even for our own coaches.
I'm excited too. I've always wanted to visit that part of the States, and knowing that there are steam engines in service makes it even better.
A few days later, Bill and Ted had been equipped with their battery packs and set off with Big Boy and their coaches to Wyoming. Soon enough, they reached Washington, D.C., where they met a P-42 with Big Boy's auxiliary tender and coal cars.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen an auxiliary tender up close before.
Here you are, boys! Filled to the brim with fuel, ready for the long trip to the west. From this point on, Big Boy led the cavalcade all the way to Wyoming. This was his first time taking charge on a long-distance journey in years. Eventually, they arrived in Kansas City, where they would park up for the night.
We're definitely getting there. I've already seen a couple of Union Pacific trains.
Indeed we are. But it's time for us to get some sleep. I'm sure Big Boy is exhausted.
By next morning, Big Boy had been refueled and was ready to continue the long journey.
We've been traveling through farms for a while now. Surely we must be getting close.
You see familiar landmarks, Big Boy?
Hang on, I think that's it. That's our final destination.
Greetings, Bill, Ted, and Big Boy. Welcome to the Union Pacific Railroad. I'm Mr. Cow, General Manager of the Union Pacific Heritage Group.
Thank you, Mr. Cow. It's such an honor to be here.
Mr. Cow? That's a funny name. Oh, hello, Ryan. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Indeed it has. We have a lot to catch up on.
I see you've also rounded up other engines from around here.
Of course. These are Divik, Bruce, Schick, Nickel, Rabbit, Jeffrey, Robert, Delina, Alina, Darsh, Cheyenne, Sophie, Sasha, and Stupid.
Hey, that's what Ted is.
Ya mother!
Ha ha ha!
These are just a bunch of many engines you'll find on the roster. Well, apart from Nickel. She was on loan to us for a bit, and now she's just visiting.
Hold up. Is that a Berkshire?
Yep, that's me. I normally run in Pennsylvania.
Another Northeastern engine is here. Go figure.
What's up with your voice? You sound funny.
I had an accident a while back that messed up my voice box, but I thought my voice sounded funny, so I decided to keep it.
Well, I'm definitely going to get giggles every time you speak.
Speaking of Northeastern engines, looks like our silent Big Boy has come all the way back home. It's been far too long since we've last seen him. I hope you've been taking good care of him, Ted.
Indeed I have. He was my 100 grand purchase on eBay after all.
100 grand of my money, I should add.
Bill, shut up.
I say, you're quite the feisty pair. Robert, did you change your accent? Yes. I was starting to miss it, and honestly, I prefer it over my previous one. You must have been influenced by Darjeeling then. Of course. Okay, engines, time for you to get back to work. However, Ryan, Jeffrey, and Divik may stay here to accompany our new arrivals. Excuse me? I said you, Ryan, and Divik will accompany our guests. You have to be kidding me! I really have to stick around with these bread machines? Especially that horrid-looking one with the dark blue stripe? Now, Jeffrey. That's no way to speak to visitors. I expect you to be kind and considerate. Oh, and Divik, you'll be heading Bill and Ted's first train tomorrow. Yes, sir.
So Ryan, what's been happening to you these past few years?
Oh boy, a lot has happened. Well, as you can clearly see, the group has moved here since the Wasatch Grade route was undergoing renovations to look more up to date, and because we thought Cheyenne felt more homely. Apart from that, Shani came back as a goal to bite us for a bit. Later on, Divik, Nickel, and I had to deliver some strange materials for 2 large prairie tank engines, which led to one of the craziest adventures we've ever experienced.
Adventure?
Mm-hmm. Those prairies built a time machine and accidentally took all of us, including themselves, back to the 50s, in Britain more or less. I remember that. Those 2 even disguised us as Great Western 10-wheelers. That is true. And they accidentally turned you into a Mark I coat. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we made it back home after a series of mishaps. After we moved here, I had to go in for an overhaul, which led to Jeffrey joining the roster. Jeffrey, can you explain to them what happened while I was gone? Me? I'm not telling these bread machines anything.
Hey, that's toaster engines to you.
Jeffrey, remember what Mr. Cow said. Fine. A gas turbine turned up and became a disturbance. I took things into my own couplers and pushed her down an embankment. Then Darce and Sophie went on a search for our missing auxiliary tenders. Divik, can you take it from here? Sure. So early last year, 2 diesels called Shannon and Bazzy, good friends of ours, entered into a relationship. Unfortunately, an SD-70 ace called Mark Sadak tried to separate them, only to cause Rabbit to have an accident. He mysteriously disappeared after that. Following Ryan's overhaul, Shani came back to bite us again, but this time she went for all of us. She attempted this twice actually, but we don't have to worry about her anymore thanks to Rabbit's efforts.
I thought it would have been you that finished Shani once and for all, Ryan.
I wish I could have, but I was indisposed.
Also, can I just say I'm glad that Shani is gone? Out of all the New Jersey transit engines, she was the absolute worst. Thankfully, the newer ALP 45As are much easier to get along with.
Continuing, Cheyenne arrived sometime after this and held one of the best concerts ever. Then... oh, Bruce saved Sasha from scrap. However, she was kidnapped by 2 diesels the same day she was restored. I chased after her and the diesels, only to crash into a siding. But if it weren't for Ryan's help, she would have been gone forever. Well, at least those 2 changed their ways.
Well, it seems that quite a lot has happened since we last met.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more I could talk about. Well, it's getting late. Time to get some sleep, everyone.
To be continued.